Good morning, everyone. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords. And now I almost have too much light today. And the Seven of Swords is the card that I say it's about when someone around you is behaving badly. So the purpose of this card is not to be like, oh, someone's trying to cheat me, someone's behaving badly, worrying about that, but to think about, okay, now how do I respond? How do I react? How do I conduct myself when other people are behaving badly? And how important it is not to get sucked into bad behavior yourself and to take the high road. And I'm thinking of my dad with this skunk. My dad always says, never get in a pissing contest with a skunk. Like, just don't go down to their level. So we may be challenged this week with a difficult person, not to allow them to drag us down to their level, because we all have to live with our own conscience and with our actions. And, long after the fact, it's hard to be like, well, they did that first. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. All right. What's the focus? The Four of Pentacles. So perhaps you're dealing with someone who's quite selfish and, who puts their needs above everyone else. This card for me is really a card about boundaries, and sometimes people need to have stronger boundaries. And if you're dealing with this Seven of Swords characters, we probably need to have stronger boundaries because they have such strong boundaries protecting them because they only think about themselves. And this is a card about hoarding and things like that as well. So it doesn't mean you have to become ungenerous. I'm not sure if that's a word. But you don't have to be quite so giving or so loose with your boundaries. And I think this card is probably saying this week, we may need to look where we need to set some stronger boundaries. And it will definitely make these people who are behaving badly angry because they get off on getting their own way and sort of bulldozing through other people's boundaries, yet having incredibly strict boundaries themselves, right? So look at places where maybe you can shore up your boundaries and where maybe you're giving way too much. Usually because you're afraid of this person on some level. And it doesn't mean like afraid they're going to hit you or something necessarily, but afraid they're going to, they usually have bad behavior. Okay, wow. I'm not surprised to see these cards actually. So we have the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is all about, there's a couple levels to this card. One is like it's jealousy. Okay, so people thinking they have a claim on things they don't, or maybe genuinely do, but I often think of jealousy as, if jealousy is warranted, then you need to get out of a relationship or a situation. But oftentimes it's just us, and if someone is behaving badly and making you feel jealous and not respecting you, then jealousy is often a red flag, I guess is what I'm thinking. But it's also about how our minds can sort of play tricks on us and go down roads and make things seem worse than it is and create all these other scenarios that create things like jealousy and fear and worry in our lives. And to make sure that you're not cluttering your mind with excess worry that's just making your situation seem worse than it is, because of sort of past situations that we bring into our present situation and cloud it and jump to conclusions and go kind of to that super negative place really fast. But some, I think, may have had to say, hey, see ya to someone, whether it was a job, a relationship, a friend, and it hurts. Another foundation card, the Ten of Cups. So, this is on our minds, right? This is a foundation card. So this theme, someone behaving badly, but the happy family, they're sort of subconscious or past things or underlying themes that are on our minds at this time during this for this present situation. So the happy family. So maybe we had a happy family with this person, or we thought we were going to have a happy family with this person, or this is what we're striving for on deep down. So which is wonderful, and that means you have to be with people in your lives that treat you with respect. And the only caution I ever have about this card is that there is no such thing as a perfect happy family. And I think most people tolerate way too much in their relationships than they should. And sort of these cards here are saying, there's someone that's behaving badly, and you should not tolerate that. There is no such thing as a perfect family, and everyone's idea of a perfect family is different. I mean, these people could be same sex. There may be no child in your idea of a perfect family. This may be a dog. You know what I'm saying. And no one gets along 100% all the time. So just keep that in mind. The recent past, the High Priestess. So the High Priestess means, I love this card, but for some reason, it always shows up for me when there's something that was hidden. So I feel like for a lot of us, something was revealed. And it doesn't mean we didn't necessarily know. We knew on some level, being the card of intuition, that it was happening or it was there, but it became so obvious, it came to the surface that we knew about it. We know about it. We can't be in denial or, shove it away anymore. So I think that something was revealed, something happened where you couldn't deny someone's behavior or a certain situation any longer. What we want most is the Wheel of Fortune, which means we want our luck to change. But this card is also about being centered. So we want to be able to stay centered through situations like this, when there's, that one person in our life or that job or something that's throwing us off, and it's kind of sort of messing up the rest of our lives. And so, finding ways to stay centered and breathe, whether it's meditating, walking, journaling, whatever your thing is. This card is saying we want to be able to stay centered through ups and downs. And it reminds us that everything is a process. The near future is the Emperor. Oh, I love this. So the Emperor to me is like, you know what? Take charge. You're the leader in your own life. You decide where you're going, what you're doing. You are in control. And to sort of call up your inner emperor, sorry, my mind went blank for a second. Call up your inner emperor and sort of take charge and lay down those boundaries and sort of, lead your own life and say, you know what, this is how it's going to be. Take it or leave it. So some overall cards. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles. So this card always comes up when we're struggling with being centered and things are sort of out of balance. It's get back to that thing that we do that makes us completely present, that we love to do, that doesn't seem like work. And again, this doesn't have to be artistic, But, for me, my tarot cards, going for a walk, when I had my horses, being around horses. So whatever it is for you, it could be drawing, it could be just spending time with your kids, it could be, um, or anything you do for alone time. Use that right now to get through this situation if you're struggling with people that are knocking you off balance. And the High Priest. This is the Hierophant. So, traditionally this card is about tradition. But for me, it means it's finding your spirituality, or whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that sort of you get when you're here and helps you to stay centered like this. Really call upon your spirituality, your breathing, your meditation, your whatever way you're going to the gym, whatever it is for you that helps you to sort of reset things, recalibrate your life, get your mind in a good place. And don't discount non-traditional places, because traditionally the high priest would be like the pope, but I think now and again, I've heard some amazingly wise things come out of my child's mouth that just make me go, oh my God, like, wow, mind blown, or change how I think about something completely. So don't discount places to find spiritual guidance that are not the traditional ways. I appreciate you stopping by to see my reading today. Take care.